Hello, and welcome to Let the Record Show, a Sivia Law podcast, episode number 3. I'm Todd Sivia, the owner of Sivia Law, where we help you through life's transitions. Today, I'm going to be talking about the common issues with regards to setting up your business. We're going to be talking about LLCs. We're going to be talking about corporations. We're going to be talking about things that really most business owners really need to be thinking about. Most business owners, especially those that are in the beginning stages, let's face it, we're broke. We don't want to spend a lot of money on getting things started. A lot of times we don't want to spend that money because if we know the statistics that 90% of all businesses fail within the first 5 years, we don't want to spend the money on attorneys. People think that the cost of an attorney is extremely high when you're starting a business, or maybe it's the accountant that sets your LLC up or your corporation up. We choose not to see an attorney. Time after time, I get these clients that come into our office, and usually when I'm seeing them, they're really in a bad space because they're stuck with a lawsuit. They're stuck with a breakup of that partnership, a breakup of that corporation, or dealing with a lawsuit related to some kind of liability issue. And they didn't come and see me first. In all reality, local law firms are not that expensive. I know what our fees are actually truly based upon LegalZoom. We try to be competitive and have the same costs as LegalZoom. And we actually have our legal forms online. So if you went to civialaw.com and download or went to our website, I think it's either on the store or on the online forums, you can go in and set up your LLC online. So we're trying to avoid any kind of excuses that clients may have. But going backwards, we're talking about clients. They go to LegalZoom. They think they created all the appropriate documents, and they may file with the Secretary of State, and then that's it. They may not have an operating agreement. They may not have an agreement to understand how things are supposed to operate, and really don't have anything tailor-made for them and their situation. Business is hard. I mean, we know that business is hard, so we get it. But there are certain protections, that you need, and certain formalities that we need you to comply with in order for you to ensure that, one, you've got things set up right, and two, make sure that if there's a disagreement between you and a partner, there are steps and ways of getting out of the relationship. The most important thing that most business owners don't realize is that we're all excited. I mean, I know when I started my business, I was totally, utterly excited about this new venture that I was going upon. But, you got to have an exit plan. And having an exit plan before you even get started is just as important as anything else. How much are you going to spend on your business? How much are you going to personally invest in that business before you call it quits? So that's all part of an exit plan. Knowing how much you are willing to venture and spend before you walk away and say, okay, I'm done. A lot of business owners, they've spent all their retirement. They spent $100,000, $200,000, $1 million on a business that is unsuccessful. Had they said, okay, here's my limit, I'm going to spend $20,000. That's it. Once I've spent that $20,000, if it's not taking off or I'm not seeing any kind of quick return, I need to end it. And having that goal set up ahead of time is very important. But also all the legal documents, making sure that you have a partnership agreement. If you've got partners, you've got to ensure that you've got something going on and you got a plan to take place, because you never know. Is the person going to die? Is your partner going to be disabled? Is the partner going to get divorced? Is the partner going to be bankrupt? These are all key issues that you need to get an understanding of how to get out of the relationship just as much as you got into the relationship. It's almost like a prenup for business owners. We all talk about prenups and getting our marriage before marriage and things of that sort all set up. FYI, my wife would have killed me if we had a prenup, but I definitely trusted her and all that fun stuff. But it's you need a prenup. I forget what the song is. We need a prenup. So, you need that definitely for a business, because unlike a marriage, you're dating this person and you may only be dating that person for a couple of weeks. Truly in a business relationship, you may have met this person at a seminar. You met this person in a business class. And you've known this person for 2 weeks, 3 weeks, thinking that this relationship, and I call it a relationship because this is a business relationship more so than anything else. If we look at it, if this becomes a job and you're spending 8 to 10 hours a day at your job, called your business, and then you come home and you spend, a few hours with your spouse, you're spending more time with that business partner than you are with your spouse, with anybody else. So you need to make sure that things are locked down and it is very, very clear of who's doing what, how things are operating, and who has control and who has responsibility. Many times we probably have 3 or 4 cases going on at any one point in time. And really what all they are business disputes between partners. If we would have gotten involved in that relationship early on and had the client draft an operating agreement that would make them successful to know how much money can your partner spend? How much money are you willing to invest in making sure that it's clear that you're only going to invest a certain amount? These are all things that are important. We've got clients now, they've spent $200,000 or $300,000 on a legal dispute over a partnership agreement that they didn't have. So we follow the statute, and following the statute is not always the best thing. So you can go cheap, but those cheap results, you're going to end up paying it one way or another. You're either going to pay it on the front end by getting your operating established, or you're going to pay it on the back end when you're having to go through litigation. And it's a lot more costly to go through litigation than it is to prepare, get things organized, get things established ahead of time. So with all that said, for all of our awesome listeners out there for this episode, we definitely have a special deal for you. For the first 5 listeners to mention this, let the record show, we're going to offer 10% off of any kind of operating agreement that you may have, so that you have the right agreement for you and for your business. We really want you to be prepared, be ready for all the things that life is going to throw at you. And that's why we help you through those life's transitions. We want you to be prepared. But that's it. Remember, if you have any questions about this topic or anything else regarding estates, business, probate, or more, you can visit our website at www.sivialaw.com for our blog and more resources. I'm Todd Sivia, the owner of Sivia Law, where we help you through life's transitions. Have a great day.